What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be going over one of the most popular technical indicators. It is called the relative strength index. Now, you may have heard this before. Again, it's one of the most popular ones, one of the oldest ones too. It's been around since 1970. Now, you might think, that's old, I want to use one of the new ones. Well, it's been around that long and it's been used for so many years because it's probably one of the more reliable ones, along with things like the standard moving averages and exponential moving averages. It's one of the only indicators that I like looking at. Now, just a little quick history before I really got into the fundamentals of stocks. I used to always look at all of the technical analysis. I was 100% a TA trader. Now I'm more of an FA investor. Two different schools of thought. Both of them can make a lot of money, but we're going to just look at the technical analysis really quick because I still use the RSI or relative strength index just to look at different stocks that I already own that I continue to invest in, just to know, is this a good time to buy or not, right? Because sometimes my companies are overvalued. A decent amount of them are overvalued right now. And then sometimes they are undervalued, and that is when I will add to those positions. So we're going to jump onto the computer right here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up to FX on TradingView, and you can either search it, we'll search it, relative strength index. It is right there. If you want to star it, go ahead, and it's in favorites. We're going to click on it. I'm going to X out of this. Here it is. This is what it looks like. So you might be wondering, what am I looking at? What's this purple zone? Why is there a number at 70 and 30? Well, or even how are they getting these numbers? We'll go over that in a second, but pretty much when it comes to the relative strength index or RSI, anything over 70 is known as overbought. And anything under 30 is known as oversold. So you got overbought and oversold. And pretty much the key here is when it's in this range, this is when you should sell. And when it gets down to below 30, this is signal to buy. So they make it real simple. You could already see maybe this actually works because you see here's an overbought section right here. And after that, it's been trending down. So right off the bat, you can see, okay, maybe this works. Maybe this is on to something. You can kind of see right here as well, this day, you have overbought. So what if you sold? Well, it would be a good time to sell because you were at 467. And over the next week, it dropped all the way down to 418. And it chopped around until about, what was that, maybe a month and a half later is when it reached back to its all-time high, which was up here. And again, it goes up, and we already reviewed this one. It started to sell off. Now it looks like it's coming to be oversold, so this might be another good investment. We could look back on everything to really, analyze it and see all of these different ones. Here you go. This was very overbought, but this was also before the coronavirus and everything plummeted. Very oversold down here and started to bounce back up. We'll get into more on that, but let's just talk about what's going on here. How are we getting these numbers? Well, it's an equation, and pretty much that equation, let's look it up. So we'll go to Google and we'll type in RSI equation. Click on this. Or calculation. Here we go. Investopedia should lay it out right here. It's a very simple equation, really. So your RSI setup is 100 minus 100 divided by 1 plus the average gain and the average loss. So what it's doing is it's taking every single day that the market was up and taking all of those gains. So say it was up 1% one day, 2% the next day, 1% one day, and 2% the next day. You average that together, you got 1.5. And then your average loss. Say your average loss was 1, 1, 1, and 1. You take that, you get 1 as an average. So now you take that 1.5 divided by that 1, you get whatever that is. You add 1 to that. That is all 100 divided by that number. And then you subtract that by 100. And then you get the RSI. You can look more into it if you want. But there's really no reason to go over that right now because computers are amazing and they do it for you. So here it is, taking the average. And you could select what you want your parameters to be. So to do that, there is a way in TradingView, but right now we'll just leave it like this. I think it's set for the past 14 days, and it is, you could set these parameters too for 70 to 30. That's just your textbook. That's your typical what anyone would see. So that's what we're keeping it at. Again, you can mess around with it, change all the settings you want, but just for video's sake, we're keeping it like this. So we could keep looking back. Let's look a little bit before the coronavirus. Let's look right over here, okay? So, whoops, we don't want to zoom that in. We want to zoom this in. Just going to zoom this in. There's something really important I want to show you because this isn't foolproof, all right? It's not perfect, but there's something called divergence, and that's what you really want to look for. But right now, we'll just see one more example. Right here, overbought, clearly it's been going down. And then right here, it kind of got closer to here. This could have been a good buy signal. You're in like the 30s here, started to go back up. But now, look here. This says it's overbought, but it goes up again. It continues to go up. So clearly that would be a bad signal. If you sold here, you might be a little upset. You're selling at 302 and next thing you know, it's at 312. So that really didn't work, this signal. So what can we look at? There's something called divergence. And right here, I am seeing some great divergence. I could tell that when it reached here, a new all-time high, this would have actually, this candle would have been a great tell that it's about to go down, and it did. It went from 311 and it kept going down all the way to 268. So what is divergence? Let's draw here. This is divergence. When this is going in this direction and this is going in the opposite direction, you see that? That's divergence, where they're going in the opposite directions. You're trending up here, but the RSI is trending down. That is a major signal that the market is going down. And look what happened right here, right? This candle right here, you were able to tell, okay, you know what? It keeps making higher highs, but the RSI keeps going down. So that is a signal, you know what? It looks like it's losing momentum and it's about to turn. And that's exactly what happened. It went all the way down. Let's try to look for another example of divergence. So let's get rid of that. Go back to this. We'll find one more example here, okay? I don't want to look at the coronavirus because, you know, that was kind of based off of the news. Oh my God, what did I do? Thank God. Okay. Let's see. Perfect example right here. This is very, very quick divergence. Now, divergence doesn't happen often, but when it does, sometimes it can be really quick. And it's not just in the uptrend. We could try to find divergence in the downtrend as well. But again, for argument's sake and for the length of the video, I'm not going to do that. But 1, 2 right there, and then 1, 2 right there. There's your sell. Peaked right there. Should I sell? Let's look at RSI. There's some divergence right there. Maybe we should sell. And then look what happened. It went from 583 and over the course of the next 4 trading days all the way down to 461. That is a great sell signal. Now again, it's not perfect, right? It's not always going to be perfect. Sometimes it just won't work because no indicator is perfect, but it is a great tool to use if you're figuring, should I buy the stock right now or should I wait it out? Adobe is coming very close to a buy for me because it's coming down to this 30. And if I see some divergence, which means this keeps going lower, but this keeps going higher, then I know, okay, there is some divergence on the downside. Time to buy, and hopefully it will go up. All right, and that's your relative strength index. If you like this video, guys, hit that like button, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you learned something in this video, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.